Welcome to another edition of Get Woke with Danielle Moody. All right, friends, let's get into it. It has been a couple of days since that disgusting Nazi rally that took place at Madison Square Garden. It was a wild scene, a sea of hate. But according to Donald Trump, it was a love fest. Take a listen.
I don't think anybody has ever seen anything like what happened the other night at Madison Square Garden. The love in that room, it was breathtaking, and you could have filled it many, many times with the people that were unable to get in. But politicians that have been doing this for a long time, 30 and 40 years, said there's never been an event so beautiful. It was like a love fest. An absolute love fest, and it was my honor to be involved. And hopefully, they started to say, well, in 1939, the Nazis used Madison Square Garden. Well, and you know what? But can you imagine it? In 1939, the Nazis, they would. But how terrible to say, right? Because, they've used Madison Square Garden many times. Many people have used it, but nobody's ever had a crowd like that. And I tell you what, right now, nobody's ever had love like that. That was love in the room, and it was love for our country. It was really love for our country.
Yeah, that's what Donald Trump actually said. It is the same thing that he said about January 6th. So those rioters that beat over 140 police officers, they were just there in an act of love. I guess that those were love blows, right? That they administered using flag poles and fire extinguishers. Nothing but love was seen as we saw a gallows that was built on the steps of the Capitol building, or those chants of hang Mike Pence. I guess that those were all jokes, right? Just like the jokes that were told on stage at Madison Square Garden by Tony Hinchcliffe. And yes, I'm using quotations because I don't know if that's his real name or if comedian is his real job and it's not just racist. Here's the thing about wanting to launder in white supremacy through jokes. Been there, done that, seen it over and over again. It doesn't soften the blow, nor is it funny. But those people in Madison Square Garden, they sure laughed at the expense of Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans. The place that Donald Trump went to throw paper towels into the audience of people that had just lost everything. But that is how Donald Trump, when he was president of the United States, decided to show empathy. I guess that is how you show empathy if you're in fact a sociopath. Nonetheless, friends, it is very clear that the hoods are off, right? There are no euphemisms to be used again, and it was on full display on CNN on Monday night. Take a listen to what was said on live TV by a rabid Trump supporter.
If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing it.
You've been called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people would sit there and, no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that...
Did you just say I should die?
You should not.
No,
Did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope you don't...
Let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
Because you said I'm a big supporter
of the Palestinians.
Of Hamas?
Guys,
let me stop.
Palestinians. Are you a supporter
of
of
what?
Hamas?
No, of course I'm not.
Palestinians are not.
I apologize.
Are you a racist, violent person inciting violence against
Ryan,
me?
that's disgusting. That is completely.
Then I apologize.
Good job, CNN. Let's have first block say the Muslim guy should be blown up on TV.
Don't say then I apologize. You literally.
I thought you said Hamas.
You didn't think I said Hamas. I said I supported Palestinian rights.
Yes, I did.
Why? Because when you hear
what's funny
Palestinian,
is Rudy Giuliani said this yesterday, so you're a great guest to be here to defend Rudy Giuliani.
I wasn't going to entertain nonsense today, and so at this point,
this is what we're in now. This is America in 2024.
Here's what I will say.
Forget the racism.
That's right.
I should die.
I didn't say that. You
You
should
said,
die.
what does beeper mean? Don't give me your
I
fake
did not
ignorance.
say you should die.
Why did you say with my beeper go?
What did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
So what did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
No,
No, you didn't. You said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
Ryan, stop talking.
At least have the guts to support your racist comment.
Hang on. I'm so sorry.
Let her bring it back.
This is why yesterday's rally was disgusting.
Don't call us Nazis, but I'm going to threaten the brown guy as a terrorist and kill him.
Because I didn't ever say Donald Trump was Hitler. But do you know who stood on a stage yesterday and said, I want to come to the Nazi rally? I don't have to make up words and call you something. You're saying it for yourself. And what you just said
Kamala
right
Harris
here,
is a pimp.
apologize, but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even say it to
fine.
me.
I didn't say
that
it to
was
you.
disgusting. But I can be offended when you don't even say it to me. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I was offended by what he said yesterday. And I'm offended that the former president and potentially future president would allow it and go for 12 hours and not say, I don't care. Because you know what? When Kamala Harris put out statements about switching of opinions, it wasn't good enough for Republicans.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you said it.
Yeah, he said that. He was emboldened enough by the display of hatred, by Rudy Giuliani's own comments about Palestinians being taught to kill at the age of 2. So that being said, they don't deserve to live or have self-determination. So Ryan Girdusky goes on CNN and thinks that it is totally and completely acceptable to say that Mehdi Hassan, the person sitting across from him, should die. And then want to try and give a half-assed apology when he's caught and called out. But who let these people in the door? When you decide to let trash in the door, you expect your home not to stink? I'm confused because you see, you could have stopped that by not inviting that man on in the first place, or any Republican for that matter that uses their time and platform and that network to launder their lies in about immigrants, about women, about trans people, about people of color, about Black people. Because that's what they use CNN for, to launder their lies and their hatred under the guise of offering a differing opinion. But here's the thing. I believe in discourse. I believe in healthy conversation and debate. But what I won't debate you on is my humanity or anybody else's. What I'm not going to have a conversation about or entertain is dehumanization. And I don't have to be the target. It could be anyone. But those kind of conversations are not worthy of being given a platform on national television. So, Abby Phillip and CNN offered up their statement, offered up their apology to Mehdi Hassan, who chose not to return to the panel discussion. Ryan was asked not to return, and he will no longer be on the network. But Mehdi decided not to return because do you not vet the people that you have on? Do you not realize how hurtful, how harmful a statement like that could be to someone? Sure, we enter into politics because some of us actually want to help people, want to educate people, want to be of service. Other people just want power and the power to oppress. And so we didn't think that by getting into these positions that we would be opening ourselves up for the kind of vitriol that was displayed on CNN on Monday night. No one deserves that. And they should be embarrassed and think twice about the kinds of people that they allow on their air. Speaking of people that they have on their air, so Carrie Lake, she's still around and running for office. And when asked recently, would she accept the results of this election if in fact she loses, take a listen to what she said.
To your city, to my city, all across this country.
Do you think people care if you're willing to accept the results of an election that was free and fair and that you filed multiple lawsuits that have not gone anywhere? And I should note, a defamation lawsuit that was filed against you, you did not contest it from a top Arizona election official that says you lied about him repeatedly.
Well, I think what you meant to ask is Carrie, things are really tough right now. And I know
These
that people that are watching.
These are the questions I meant to ask with all due respect. I'm conducting this interview, but you're not answering those questions. And if that's your answer, that's fine. I just wanted to follow up on that.
I think what you meant to ask is how can we get through this difficult time where people are pouring across our border?
I mean, this is where we are. This is what is considered the norm. Like, when did we ever ask this question? Before Donald Trump came onto the scene, we never did. Because it was, you lost, you provide a concession speech, you call your opponent, and you move on and you figure out what you're going to do next. But in the age of Trumpism, no, you prime your audience for violence, you incite that violence, you light a match, and then you sit and you wait for the fire to start. Oh, but Friends of Fire did start over in Washington and Oregon, where they just burned ballots. We haven't seen this type of political violence since the civil rights era. Same group of people, just a little bit older. Same tactics, intimidation, lying, threatening, stealing. History repeats itself when we don't educate people about history. So for folks saying this is not who we are, no, this is who 30% of America has always been. Donald Trump just brought them back out. We had pushed them to the margins with progress and hope, right? And bringing more people to the table. They flipped that table over and set it on fire. A Black man tried to give them health care, and they said, hell no. We would rather you build concentration camps on American soil and separate children from their families. We would rather you disparage immigrants who are, quote unquote, taking our jobs because of our economic anxiety. So those pictures, that video, my fear is that that is just the beginning. We are less than a week away from the most consequential election of our lifetimes. Over 50 million people have already cast their ballots. As I am coming to you now, the vice president is giving her closing argument for where she has a vision for America. Take a look at an excerpt of her speech. It's so clear, folks. We either want fascism or we want a future. We either want to continue with the imperfect project of democracy or we want to give in to authoritarianism and have Madison Square Garden be the example of how all of us are going to live moving forward. America deserves better than Donald Trump. And my only hope is enough people get woke and recognize that before it's too late. That is it for me today, dear friends, on Get Woke with Danielle Moody. If you are loving these videos, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Your likes and your subscriptions, they help the algorithm and they are incredibly important. You can also catch me Monday through Thursday live on the Danielle Moody Show. We have amazing conversations and would love to see you join in. As always, dear friends, power to the people and to all the people power. Get woke, stay woke, stay sane, and in these extraordinarily dangerous times, dear friends, stay safe.